Yeah, I'm here in South Korea because there's been a travel ban, actually three successive travel bans that have been imposed upon me because I have been leading the counter-revolutionary movement against the communizing coup d'etat and subsequent purge that is happening in South Korea. And so because I have become such a threat to this regime, that the illegitimate fake president has basically overtaken the rule of law and the independence of the judiciary, and is having me travel banned not only for the month of June, not only for the month of July, but in an interlocking third travel ban from mid-July to mid-August. And so that is why I haven't been able to leave after I was going to stay here for just 1 week. I was supposed to leave on June 4th. I came in late May, and that was the plan.
But hang on, full stop. You're someone that's been an ambassador at a very high level for the United States of America. They're holding you essentially hostage in South Korea because you're bringing up all these issues around the stolen election. Are you essentially a hostage in South Korea right now?
Yes, that's correct. And worse yet, they are engaging in criminal prosecution of me, or might I say, lawfare persecution of me. You know something about that, Steve, firsthand. I was sincerely praying for you while you were in prison and was so happy when you emerged out of it and said that they tried to break me, but they didn't. I'm so proud of you and what you've done. We saw the lawfare against our great president, Donald Trump, in the 4 intervening years after the 2020 election was stolen. And we saw the lawfare against him as well. And so this is what is happening. I am being criminally prosecuted for statements that I made in the United States of America as a U.S. citizen under the protection of the United States Constitution's First Amendment, free speech. And at the very core of that protection is political speech. And especially when it's political speech about a public political figure, that is at the very bullseye of freedom of speech. And yet for comments I made at the National Press Club in Washington, D.C., I am being prosecuted in a South Korean court and being travel banned and being prevented from leaving the country and being threatened with a lawsuit that could potentially throw me in jail, that could potentially result in massive fines, that could result in stripping of various privileges. And this is what is happening. And it is this is a canary in the coal mine sort of thing. What is happening to me is symptomatic of the larger situation. That when the canary is sent down and the canary dies due to a lack of oxygen, you know that is not safe for the miners to go down to mine. Well, my situation is like that because the oxygen is being taken out from the Korean people, where their basic rights and freedoms are being stripped from them, and they are being crushed in unprecedented ways in the entire history of the Republic of Korea. Freedom of speech, free exercise of religion, these sorts of basic rights and freedoms are being destroyed in South Korea. You've had unprecedented raids on churches, you've had pastors thrown in jail, you have Christian schools being shut down, you have all sorts of people who are being prosecuted through lawfare, being thrown in prison for exercising what are their basic God-given rights, which for now are still in the Korean constitution. But if this full takeover happens, then you will have those rights and freedoms gone, and potentially for good, unless the situation is addressed head on.